It was a chilly autumn evening when Hannah missed her bus. She had been running late for the last few weeks. Her job was demanding, and life felt like it was always on fast forward. Today, she had finally wrapped up an important meeting, but by the time she rushed to the bus stop, the last bus had already left. Frustrated Hannah slumped down on the bench, pulling her coat tighter against the cold wind. There were no more buses tonight, and taxis were too expensive. Her phone was nearly out of battery, and she had no choice but to wait until her phone died and the world around her turned silent. As the minutes passed, the streetlights flickered, and Hannah noticed an old man walking down the sidewalk. He was dressed in a worn-out jacket, his hands tucked in his pockets as he hummed a tune, walking slower than most. When he passed her, he paused for a moment. "You missed the bus too, didn't you?" he asked, his voice soft but kind. Hannah nodded, a little surprised by his attention. "Yeah, it's been one of those days. Now I'm just stuck here." The old man chuckled lightly. "Sometimes life gives you a reason to pause," he said. "I always think it's the moments when you're waiting for something that you learn the most about yourself." Hannah smiled, grateful for the conversation, even if it was brief. They stood in comfortable silence for a moment, before the man spoke again. "Would you like some company while you wait?" he asked. "I know a nearby bench that's warmer." "No rush. Sometimes the best moments come when you're not trying to make them happen." Hannah hesitated at first, but then agreed. It felt nice to be offered something as simple as company on a night like this. As they walked toward the nearby park, the old man shared stories of his youth, about the days when he traveled the world, seeing places and meeting people who had shaped his life. Hannah listened, amused by his adventures, but also surprised by how much she was learning just from his words. They reached the park bench, and after sitting down, Hannah glanced up at the starry sky, feeling the weight of her busy days lighten just a little. It was strange, she thought, how in the hustle to get to the next place, she often forgot to simply appreciate where she was. Maybe, just maybe, this wait had been a reminder to pause and breathe. When the bus finally came into view, Hannah stood up to leave, but the old man caught her arm lightly. "Remember," he said with a smile, "sometimes it's the unplanned moments that turn out to be the most meaningful." Hannah smiled, nodded, and walked toward the bus, feeling a warmth inside her that wasn't just from the heat of the moment, but from the kindness of an unexpected stranger. And from that day on, she made sure to slow down a little more, to look at the world not as a race, but as a collection of moments worth savoring.